Chris.
Yeah, we do have an update on the vote in Pennsylvania. We want to take a look at that. But our understanding is that Joe Biden, yes, has now taken the lead in Pennsylvania as the votes continue to come in. He is now up by 5,587 votes. We assume that we had votes coming in from the Philadelphia area where Joe Biden has been gaining by huge margins. He's been winning the mail-in votes coming out of those areas with 80-90% of the vote. So this was sort of what we've been knew was inevitable, that Joe Biden was continuing to close the gap. The question was, at what point would he finally reach Donald Trump's total and even take the lead? And then the question now will be, how much further is this going to go? How big of a lead could Joe Biden build? Because it's very clear the momentum across the state is that he's gaining votes as all of these mail-in votes and these absentee ballots are counted.
I think that's a really, really important thing to point out there, that this is what we expected. While it is a big vote shift, it is not something that was necessarily a surprise. Of course, we did not know how exactly the numbers were going to shake out. But President Trump was encouraging his supporters, people who were going to vote for him, to actually show up on the polls at Election Day. We had that big lead for President Trump because they did, in fact, seem to listen to that. As these mail-in votes come in, we are seeing them go towards Joe Biden's favor, which, again, is exactly what we are expecting. We're saying we have 95% of that vote in. It is still too close to call. We have been getting these in batches. As Joe just mentioned, we were waiting on these a lot from the Philadelphia area, some also over from on the other side of the state, the Pittsburgh area, both two Democratic areas that we were still waiting for the most amount of those mail-in votes to be counted and come in.
I don't know exactly how many points are left to how many votes are left to count in Pennsylvania. I know as of this morning, it was around 160,000. Clearly, we've taken some of that number off. But what's interesting to note is that, well, you might look at this map and say, OK, well, if votes coming in, absentee ballots from red areas, it's going to help President Trump, and blue areas, Biden. That has not been the case. The case has really been, even in red areas, when the mail-in votes are counted, Joe Biden is still doing well, maybe not by the same margins that he's doing in a Philadelphia or a Pittsburgh, but pretty much all the mail-in votes that are coming in continue to help Joe Biden. At first, it was help him catch up. Now it appears it's going to help him with his lead. We want to go straight to Wilmington, Delaware, in the Biden campaign. Our Ali Vitale is there. So, Ali, I don't know if you're getting any reaction yet at this point. Now that we've seen these numbers come in, it is what we've expected. But what are your thoughts now as Joe Biden has taken the lead in battleground Pennsylvania?
This is something that all morning I've been texting with sources on the campaign about, and one of them said to me they were expecting this drop at some point between 8 and 9 o'clock, just like we're seeing right now, and they were saying that they were very confident. I feel like that's the most used word in my phone right now because that's the mood of the campaign over the course of the last 3 days. They have felt that once every vote is counted, they would be the victor here, and that's been true across the board, but they especially felt that way in Pennsylvania, where everyone from state Democrats there to the local Democratic Party in Pennsylvania, all the way up to the Biden campaign, has been saying that they felt really good about their chances there in the Keystone State. And it's partially because of what you guys were just saying about mail-in ballots. That was something that Democrats in the Biden campaign really pushed voters to do. The whole idea of planning your vote, not waiting until Election Day, that's something that Democrats really got behind in the lead up to the Democratic National Convention all the way through election season. And so when you see the way that those mail-in votes are breaking for Biden, that's part of a huge reason why the counting has taken so long, because you got to count those ballots now, but also why the Biden campaign was willing to be so patient, because they really saw that mail-in ballots were always trending for him, and they were confident that that would remain the case here in Pennsylvania ultimately once all of these votes came in.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.